Lakers come out the final game before the All-Star break and actually lead for most of that game against a very good Minnesota Timberwolves team. But again, struggled offensively, especially in that fourth quarter, guys. They get outscored 35-20 in the fourth. Lakers were just 1 for 13 in the second half from three, had a lot of open looks. And when you look at turnovers in the fourth quarter, that battle, Lakers 5, T-Wolves 0. That's the game right there, James.
And then when you add, they were 18-26 from the free throw line. They left free throws out there to be made. That also cost them a little bit. But it was just kind of this is the last game before All-Star break. It was sloppy from the beginning. I don't think either team was playing, great defense in the first half. I think both teams were shooting somewhere close to 50%. But the Lakers were not in sync at all offensively. I know they're implementing a new player, and I know sometimes that has a lot to do with it, but I don't think Kuzma was in rhythm. The flow wasn't there. They weren't getting any easy buckets. And then, when Minnesota, when their players, Wiggins, Towns, Butler, when they started to kick in and toss, Gibson really dominated tonight too. They had enough veteranism to go ahead and finish the game out.
Yeah, you talk about that last 4 or 5 minutes down the stretch. The one thing they had was Jimmy Butler, who was able to control the pace, get shots, also get guys involved. And we talk about the progression of Ingram and so forth. And he has not yet been able to establish himself as a guy like Jimmy Butler because he was able to do it all. He struggled a little bit throughout the game, but like you said, Gator, that last 4 or 5 minutes, no turnovers. They got the shots that they want. They got stops. And for the Lakers, it seemed like they were just fighting an uphill battle. They couldn't get to certain spots. Isaiah Thomas, we're going to talk about it later on.
Yeah, well,
not healthy, but they searching for that one guy who can control the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. And the Lakers did an unbelievable job offensively throughout the game. It was just that last 3 or 4 minutes when normally the teams really buckle down and get stops.
And Twan, it was really every quarter.
Yeah.
Lakers had a lead, but then those last 3 minutes, like in the third quarter, they had a 10, 12-point lead. They ended up only scoring 3 points in the last 2 minutes and 25.
Vita, why do you think the game opened up offensively for you the way it did?
I mean, I just ran the floor, set hard screens, rolled hard. I was there for offensive rebounds and just did the little things. I was in a good spacing, so my teammates did the rest.
A good game would be 5 for 8. You went 8 for 8. When's the last time you did that?
I don't know. I don't know when was the last time I played this much, so I'm not sure.
Did you know before the game that you might play a little more tonight, or did it just kind of
For sure, because Channing is not with the team, and they're playing big, so I knew I'm going to get my chance. So I was working hard whole years, waiting for my chance, and I knew it's going to be tonight. So I went out there and grabbed it.
Close game for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they pulled away. What changed in the fourth?
I don't know. I think we fouled too much. We didn't play defense like in the first 3 quarters, and that's most of it. We didn't move ball as much, and they got away.
You obviously have a different outlook now than you maybe would have had 24 hours ago. You've got a week off, and when you come back, you're going to be coming off of this game. What are you going to be focused on during the break?
Just get some rest and get better. I mean, it feels good to go to the break with a good game. So, only thing we didn't win, but I'm going to be feeling good about myself, get some rest, and come back ready to work.
Close game for 3 quarters. They kind of pulled away in the fourth. What changed in the fourth?
We couldn't keep them off the foul line. We couldn't get stops, and they slowed the pace up, which we don't want. We want a kind of fast-paced game, and I mean, we did that in the first half, much of the third quarter, but the fourth quarter we couldn't keep them off the foul line. The game slowed down. They became the more physical team, and then they just made more winning plays than us.
I know your shot didn't fall tonight, but did you feel comfortable with the shots you were getting? Are things starting to come along, or was this a step back?
Nah, it just shots didn't fall. There's probably only a couple shots that actually, I mean, all of them felt pretty good, and I feel like I got the shots I wanted. I just didn't knock them down, and that will come. You got games like this, but the biggest thing is we got to figure out how to win games like this, and that's we got to step in that direction to figure out how to win games against tough teams on the road.
This has been such a weird 2 weeks for you. You've now got a break coming up. How are you going to treat it? How are you going to use it?
I'm going to work. I got to get in the gym because I've been down for 7 months. I've only played 16 or 17 games, and I got to continue to work and continue to get my rhythm back, get my legs back, and so there's no break for me. I'm a work all break.
So they're retiring your jersey at UW this weekend?
Yeah, on Saturday, yeah.
Okay. What's that going to mean to you?
That's everything. I mean, that's all the hard work and dedication I put in, and it's an honor because there's only 2 jerseys retired there, and I've always dreamed of something like that. So to go back home and I get that love I feel like I deserve, and just to be around friends and family. I haven't been home since September, so it's gonna be a good weekend for me.
You spend the break up there and do your work up there? Or
I'll be in Seattle the whole time, so I'll be working up.
Julius, really competitive game for the first 3 quarters. They kind of had their way in the fourth quarter. What changed in the fourth?
We just didn't get enough stops. They got 35 points in the fourth, and sent them to the free throw line way too many times.
You guys defensively were a little bit better tonight. I know not all the way where you want to be. What'd you guys do better on defense?
Just a little communication. They had a better start. Second unit gave us a great boost, and just communicated, scrambling, all that type of stuff.
So what? Obviously, I know you want to get your mind off of some things with this break you got coming up for a week. But where do you want the focus when you get back on the train next Friday?
It's 25 more. So just finish strong, continue to build on our identity that we still had from the beginning of the season. That's laying our head on defensive end, playing hard, all that type of stuff. So.
How do you explain Zubats tonight? He goes into the game, he goes 8 for 8.
Yeah, amazing, man. Yeah, Zub's amazing. He had his opportunity to come in and contribute, and that's exactly what he did. It just shows all the hard work that he's put in.
What are you going to do in the break? You going to stay in California? You going to go back to Texas? What are you going to do?
I'm going to Aspen with the family. So enjoy the mountains a little bit, the snow, relax with my little man and my wife, and get away.
Give them credit. They got some big time closers on that team, starting with Jimmy Butler. He kind of set the tone in the fourth with his the way he played. We fouled too much. We sent him to the line 15 times in the fourth quarter. And although we did a lot of things tonight well enough to win games, it kind of felt like one of those games earlier in the season where we were playing really hard and competing and right there, and then just didn't know how to close a game out for some reason. We kind of fell back to that. And some of that, I think, was their defensive pressure. Some of that was us just not making shots. And then defensively, we just, although good enough for parts of the game, not good enough down the stretch to win a road NBA game.
What did this game, or I guess these last couple, tell you about the whole first, I don't want to call it half because it's been more than half of the season, and how do you think you focus on things over the All-Star break?
I told the guys, enjoy the break. Relax, get your mind and your body ready for these last 25 games because where we are now as a team from where we came from to start the season, there's been a lot of growth, and I'm really happy and proud of the way our guys have conducted themselves, the way they've worked, the way they've fought through adversity so far in pre-All-Star. And I want to come out and play the way that we were playing in these final 25 games. And I think it'll be good for our guys to get away for a little bit. But overall, I'm very pleased with the year that we've had as a group.
When will you have guys kind of recirculate in LA and get a couple practices in?
Wednesday night. Wednesday at 5 p.m. if you want to come.
So then you get essentially 2 days if you want before getting ready for Friday?
Yeah, we'll practice Wednesday, and then it'll go again on Thursday before Friday's game.
What difference does it make to go into the break on a little losing streak like this, just mentally, as opposed to going in on an upswing or with a win?
Obviously, we prefer to go in on a win streak, but that's where we're at. But I think our guys are tired. I think obviously you feel better about winning, but I think it's going to be really good for them to get away for a little bit. We play a lot of young guys, and we play them a lot of minutes. So I think it'll be good for them to just be able to shut down for a few days and then kind of recharge the battery, and then hopefully get Zoe back when we get out of it.
What gave you the idea to lean on Zubats tonight?
I told the guys I was going to play everyone tonight. I knew it was a back-to-back. I knew, we wanted to control the pace. And it's hard work to play as fast as we want to play. And especially coming off this back-to-back, getting in late last night. And when Zoo got out there, he was ready. He had a great game, and he earned more and more minutes. He wasn't penciled in to play that many minutes, but he earned the minutes that he got. And him and Isaiah had a nice little connection going out there.
During the break, look at the new personnel and consider, I don't know, trying to acclimate them or tinkering things with them? Like, I remember you had said the other day, you might have to look at whether or not you guys can still switch 1 through 5 when Isaiah's on the floor, things like that. How much will you look at things?
Well, as a staff, I won't make the assistants come in for a while, but we'll spend the break, coming up with ideas as far as what's going to be the most effective way for us to play with the new roster that we have. Go back, watch some old footage, brainstorm a couple different ideas. We'll come up with some